So I've been having a lot of trouble trying to design my real life apartment because it came pre-furnished, and the reason why I did this is because I moved quite a long way and I could not be bothered to just move into an empty place and buy my own furniture. Like, it was too much. So I just went for a fully furnished place. The only problem with that is it can be very, very ugly. And I'm going to give you an example. The flat, like the sofa, was adorned with these really ugly cushions, which look like Wotsits. I think Cheetos, Americans call them. So I wasn't happy. So I got my own green and blue ones, which I feel like match my style a little bit more. So some things I can change, but other things I can't. So today I'm going to try and build my apartment in The Sims 4, but how I like it, with no restrictions, no budget, no anything, apart from the restrictions left by the pre-made furniture that I can't do anything about. So this is my apartment building as I moved in, and obviously I've had to make creative liberties because this is The Sims 4, but this is basically it. So this is the master bedroom. We don't have king size beds in The Sims 4, so I've had to like make two by merging them. This is my little ensuite bathroom. We've got a guest room. It's pre-furnished, by the way, in everything beige, unfortunately. Beige modern bed and modern end tables. It's not the prettiest, I'll be honest. Another bathroom. This is a utility closet. We'll ignore this today. And then this is my pre-furnished living room. I've had to take creative liberties because I couldn't find the exact sofa, but this is the closest match. There's also an obnoxious red lamp in the corner and I fucking hate it, and I can't get rid of it, unfortunately. We've also got the same coffee table duplicated, one as a coffee table and another as a TV stand, and it's the same thing and I hate it. We've also got this very weird dining table that you guys are sat on right now, which looks and feels like an outdoorsy one with these like weird seats on them, and it's not much for vibe. This is basically it, and obviously we have the kitchen as well, pre-furnished with even a microwave. If you haven't seen my moving in vlog, I will pop it into the link in the description of this video, by the way. I want to try and make this nice but keep it within landlord terms. That means I can't actually put anything on the walls. It also means I can't paint or do anything that's substantial, unfortunately. So we'll see. Obviously we would like a nice TV in the house, so we'll pop that on here. You know, even now this is feeling too big. I think, okay, me being disorganized as always, we're making a last minute decision to change everything, because just like my last relationship, it just doesn't feel right. This was it, I guess. Yeah, this is much more realistic. I am strongly considering changing the layout of my flat quite a bit. I don't really like the way it looks. Before we actually add any new nice things, maybe we can just have a little look at the things that we've already got. I mean, if I move the sofa over a bit and the TV here, could I put the like armchair thing over there? Then the chairs, oh, these chairs, I don't know. Okay, two of the chairs I actually have right now hidden behind the table because they're so like in the way and annoying. It truly is annoying. If we do this in the game, okay, this is like me hiding the chairs. I also actually have a third chair hidden at the back of the table. I just have the one for like computer, obviously for my gaming now. So we can have it like this. Then there's a big empty space in the corner here. But even this feels a bit too big. I think I'm overestimating the size of the typical British apartment because our homes are very, very tiny, by the way. We don't have much space, so we're all very cramped. This makes it a lot uglier because I think, oh, now this chair is in the way of this. I'm thinking we might actually have to keep everything where it was, which I don't really like the idea of. It's not ideal. Also, I didn't actually pop them in, but I do have radiators in my flat. So maybe I should actually pop these in every room now, just so it looks how it's supposed to. Because you see, I'm thinking like, if I put the TV here, it's just going to cover the radiator and then it'll get hot and then it won't heat up. And I won't really be able to move the sofa along that much. And even if I do, I just thought I can't even move the mirror. So I have to probably leave it like that, which sucks. But you know, it's kind of nice chilling out on the sofa, lying diagonally. So I can just like watch TV like this. It's cozy. The bedrooms, I feel like I don't really need to change the way that they look that much. I can't really put much in them, of course. One thing I do hate is that my apartment comes with a tiny slit mirror. Like, it is a slit. It is such a small slit. It is probably half this mirror, but this was the narrowest mirror I could find in the game. It is half that. You can't even see your own reflection in it. Like, it's so stupid. But again, that's stuck on the wall. Interestingly, they didn't put one in the spare room, but they did put one in the hallway. So if I want to check myself out in the mirror, I literally have to stand on my sofa and use this. It's not ideal. Anyway, I want to start off with the bedrooms and think, what can I actually add? I can't even move the bed, so I couldn't fit a rug under it. What I could do is find some kind of rug to go in front of the bed. Although even in this Sims build, I've been quite generous with the space. Really, it's tucked in a lot more like this. So there wouldn't really be much room to put a rug in. What I could do is get a little one that kind of goes in front of the door like this. And I think that's important because it adds us a little bit of a spacer, I think, because I will be brutally honest with you guys, like this hallway thing, when I sleep, the way the light reflects on it, it looks like there's a silhouette of a person standing over my bed, and it freaks me out every single night. So, okay. I like this like woven thing, and I'm pretty sure I could confidently find in real life something like this. There isn't a light here in my real life property, so I could get, you know, my own standing lamp to go somewhere like this, just to separate the space and brighten it out just a little bit so it's not as depressing. It would also be nice to find some kind of storage solution, because it's very, very tough to find any storage solution when you can't really fit anything onto the walls. So I couldn't put anything like this in here, for example. So it would all have to be standalone, everything standing up. I mean, these things are kind of cool. This is like a stand-up bookshelf. It's all right. Like this specific one, I'm not too keen on, but I guess we could see that's too big. It would be nice to genuinely have something. What if we did something like this one, guys? So you tell me what you think. Again, we're working with what we've got, so it's not ideal. Alternatively, I could get a little stand-up thing just like this. It would have to be in boring beige to match the rest of the room, wouldn't it? Because that way, in fact, could we even put it in the hallway? Yes, we could. We could put something like this and then decorate it, probably with some flowers to brighten it out. And then knowing me, there would be like random other crap on there. So I get it to decorate the place, but being realistic, there'll be shoe boxes all around here. There'll be a random hat on this. This is just me being realistic. See, that's a nice way, I think, to change up a very small space. I think it works. Also, I'm not against having a bigger plant, you know, in this part of the bedroom. I'm really not. Just something that stands like this can make a huge difference. And in reality, I am not walking around to go down like this side of the bed. Even if I have any special friends stay over with me, they'll just kind of roll over from one side of the bed to the other. They wouldn't like really walk around. So I'm actually happy to make this space unusable, instead have like a nice plant that I can look at whilst I'm sleeping or doing other things. By the way, my apartment did actually come with a ceiling light that looks exactly like this, although in real life it's kind of reflective, so you can see yourself when you're doing the deed, which is kind of funny. It's like a mirror. Anyway, back to the build. It's difficult because I can't put anything on the walls, and like I just know you're all thinking, Satch, like wouldn't it be nicer if you just use a painting? Yes, it would. If we just like not this painting, I'm just like showing you, for example, like, you know, it's pretty if we had a painting on the wall, but we can't, unfortunately. It's got to be boring. I could get a mini desk, and I was genuinely thinking about getting a small desk for my bedroom, which maybe matched the color theme. I'm thinking like I'm happy to work from my living room as I am now on the dining table. I originally put you guys on the dining table because it was just temporary before I got like a desk for my bedroom, but then I just got comfortable and I thought I can't be bothered to get a desk. But I am thinking of getting a standing desk, which is where I won't obviously have a chair that's rolled into it like this. At the very least, what I would do is I would take one of the chairs hidden behind the table, and I might use one of those in here if needs be. But I feel like this could maybe be something. It could be a contender. So let's pretend this is a standing desk, okay? This is my computer, which would be a tight squeeze for sure. What I think I would have to, because I've got a dual screen set up like this, so I'd have it like this. And then my actual PC tower, I would probably, I don't know, like pop under the desk like here, because Remember, it's a standing desk, so I won't really be sitting anyway, so my feet won't be under there. I'll just have the chair in there like just in case my feet ache, but really that would be fine. So I feel like that's a really nice way actually to fill out this room. The property did come pre-furnished actually with table lamps, which look like this. Weirdly, the spare room only got one. Also, I'm being too generous here. The spare room's supposed to be smaller. So anyway, I can't really put much stuff on the table. What I'm personally doing with my side table now is I'll just put like my phone on there or just like glasses or something random. So this is what mine looks like. So I don't think there's much more we can do there. In terms of the bathroom, okay, maybe there's something that we can do. We could get a cute little bath mat just like this. Okay, the proportions here are not perfect because it's The Sims, but this is kind of, I think, what it would end up looking like if I put something like that in there. That helps to make the space nicer and so I don't slip. Also, on the subject of rugs, I just thought Snowy Escape comes with one like this. Wouldn't this be really cool if I got like a blue, for example, and I put one on each side of the bed to, again, look, see, this separates us. That I'm gonna get some rugs like that. Yes, I am, because it will help to separate my space out. I'm glad I saw those in The Sims. That has given me some great inspo. In terms of the bathroom though, I just don't really know if it's savable. I mean, it's a bathroom. What do you do in there? You shower and you shit. Like, what am I gonna do? Read a book in there? I don't know if it's that important for me to really over decorate it. The same with the other one. There's nothing I can really do. Again, I could probably get a little bath mat like this, but really I can't do anything in there. So I think I'm just gonna have to leave that. Something I would like to look at is the main hallway. Now, in The Sims, it might look nice to get some kind of like runners going like this. In real life, the hallway is actually a bit smaller, but obviously The Sims, you have like the grid. So imagine this was just like sliced in half. It would be too small and weird to have these. What I think would be good though, however, near the front door is some kind of space where I can pop down my keys and things, because right now everything is just like in a bowl on my dining table and it's a bit annoying. Even if it was just a very, very small table like this, do you know what I mean? With some little drawers, I could put my keys in there. I could probably fit my Crocs in there. Some other random junk would be fantastic. And maybe a fake plant on there too. And obviously some kind of shoe rack to go next to it. Also, in fact, maybe we could get a little mat for the front door. I don't actually have one, but this is a shoes off house. So maybe we could actually have a mat near the front door, you know, just to make it very clear, shoes off as you walk in and out. That would be very lovely. It helps to spice up the hallway, but again, there's only so much we can do with it. In terms of the kitchen itself, I'm genuinely happy with just like not doing anything with it. Maybe that's really controversial. I do actually have a bin like here in real life, but again, if we pretended this was like half tile, so it kind of looks something more like this, but obviously we don't have half tiles in The Sims 4, so it's more like this. Interestingly, my kitchen does actually have like a cafe picture on the wall, which comes with like recipes for coffee and also cocktails, which is pre-built in the flat, so I'll pop that on there. Again, I feel like with the kitchen, what can I actually do? I have also just remembered that my apartment does actually have a washing machine in the kitchen, which is like under the counter like this. I'm not going to pull it in game because as you can see, it clips and looks weird, but for reference, I do have, or I guess I could pop it like this, my washing machine in the UK, because again, we're so small, we have our washing machines inside of the kitchen. In fact, laundry baskets. This is something I could pop into the room. Look, that instantly. See, now that I feel like the key thing is, because it's quite an open, spacious place, I think the key thing is to add just loads of clutter in order to dampen the way the space is. I think that's the best thing. Even in the spare room, honestly, there won't be anybody sleeping in here realistically. But if I just put a laundry hamper in here, I could even copy over the exact same potted plant and do the exact same thing here. In fact, I could get two of everything, you know, seeming this is a cookie cutter apartment anyway. So even just doing that, in fact, realistically, I could even find a small rug to go into the main door of my spare room. Again, just to make the space feel a bit prettier. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, you know what? The bedrooms, I'm only sleeping in them and woohooing. So I I feel like there's not much more we can do there. Obviously, the space where I'm spending most of my time right now is actually my living room. And we do have, this is basically what it looks like with my computer on there like this now. So I put that on there. I definitely think potted plants might save the day here. We have this big open space where nothing much is going on. And I don't really know exactly what I can put here. I mean, if I put a plant in front of the radiator, like it's just going to burn to death. So I can't really do that. You may see in my camera that I got some flowers on my table. I do like flowers in real life. I think they're a good shout. So if I do something like this, in fact, size that up like it is in my real life flat, that instantly makes it look so much prettier. Yes, it does. And do you know what? I could even get like a cactusy thing. That is not a bad idea. I've never ever had cactuses apart from the Lego ones. They don't count. Something like that would be so pretty. These kinds of potted plants as well. Like I know a lot of people like these. I just feel like it looks very corporate. When I think of plants, as in like the greeny leaf plants, it just reminds me of like corporate office spaces. It's not for me. So like this kind of stuff, I'm not a big fan of it, being honest. Something like this, you know, if it's in a sack like this, that looks a lot more open and airy. And I can definitely appreciate that. It is in front of the balcony door, although I don't go on my balcony anyway. I literally just use my balcony as a washing line. So, I mean, it wouldn't make that much of a difference. I don't think it would bother me that much. This chair that's here, that's also behind me here, it's really annoying. It's in the way. I don't like it. It gets in the way of the kitchen. We could potentially put the chair, I don't know, in the corner like this. Would that be weird? It would open the space, although then this feels empty, so it kind of has to be there, even though I don't really like it there. I wish British apartments were not so small. Anyway, we still have a big open space here, which is very nice for doing TikToks, but it's not very nice to live in when it's just open and bland. So what I'm actually thinking is, what if, okay, we move the pre-designed sofa just a little bit forwards, and then this chair is more like diagonal like this. So it kind of, I don't know, looks at the TV a bit better. I mean, would something like this help to space it out? I know it's not symmetrical with the mirror, but what if we just like, do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be moved forward enough though to put anything behind it, so I couldn't move it forward that much, but maybe it makes a small difference. I can even bring the TV out just a little bit and then bring some of the other stuff out. All right, we can't forget my ugly lamp. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about this ugly red lamp that's in my flat. Also can't do anything about the pre-built blinds that are in the flat, by the way. I completely forgot about adding those, although to be fair, I do keep them closed like 90% of the time, so we'll just keep it closed in game. So I definitely think bringing the sofa forward, in fact, shall I give it a try? Yes, I'm still wearing my pajama pants. I didn't actually bother getting ready for this video, my bad. I mean, if I just like So the only thing is now, you can't see it, but there's like a whole like 1 foot gap between the wall and the sofa, and it just looks very weird. So we can't do this. So trying to think of some alternatives, because that's not really possible. I'm thinking we're just gonna have to leave that space open, you know? So instead of focusing on decoration and making it pretty, maybe we should focus on functional things. And the first thing that's come to my mind is yoga. I do stretch every single morning and I do like back exercises, so I could keep my yoga mat, you know, just like next to here. So when I actually want to go and do yoga, which I do every single morning, I can just open the mat out somewhere like here, for example, do a bit of yoga, and then we can just leave this as just like a functional space. I definitely think next to the door, right behind me, I could probably fit an end table. I don't really have one right now. A small accent table might actually help to bring the room together a little bit more. Even, do you know what? Something like this. The actual thing behind me is grey. So if we take something that's kind of grey like this, we could pop that next to there so I can put, you know, drinks down and stuff on it quite easily. Also, I do really love plants. They just bring a place together so much, although it is a lot of hassle trying to constantly replace them. So if I just get like a little thing, it could even be like a little fake IKEA thing to go on here. And then this is then again another place where I might put my keys, or I might put a coffee mug or something on there while I'm watching Love Island on TV. I'm even thinking for this little space here, could I add something that's quite thin? I wouldn't go as far as like a bookshelf or anything. I think that would be a bit too much. It's not that I read anyway. Although I just found this kind of cabinet thing. So if I size it down, okay, this is the original size, but if we keep this slightly sized down so it could realistically fit in my flat, maybe honestly something like this. And then you know those IKEA plants? I've got so many IKEA plants, but you know the ones that kind of hang over? Do we have any in The Sims 4? Maybe, oh no, look, it's clipping weirdly. Oh no. Okay, I've got an excellent hack when shit like this is happening. I like to use this box thing from high school years. Fit it into the box, move it down to the level it needs to be, move this out of the way, and then remove this, like remove the box and then put it back in place. And then it just kind of like fits on. It's a very useful hack. So if we have like a cute little plant on it like this, one of those hanging ones, and then I could use this as like an art cupboard because I have got an art box, or for my Pokemon cards, for example. I feel like that would be very, very fun. Something else I could consider, guys, is a bean bag, because I just thought of high school years. It did come with that bean bag, didn't it? I don't know if we got a bean bag with any other packs. We got little poofs, but it's not the same thing. I mean, I could use a poof because it's quite small and I could use it with my yoga. I'd probably keep it like a green or a blue. Honestly, like me, like I would love an inflatable thing like this. It wouldn't work, but I'd really like one. But I think genuinely actually maybe like a neutral colored poof. I think I've got it. I think I might get a poof, you know. I think that would be such a fun idea. You could use it for woohooing as well. There are so many different options when you've got a poof on a poof. So I feel like, you know, I can't put anything on the walls. I can't, like, there's literally nothing I can do. So considering all of my limitations, is this as good as it's gonna get? The thing is, like in The Sims, it does look different to real life. So it's obviously not gonna be like this. It's obviously gonna feel a lot more cozy. I'm definitely happy with what we've done with the bedroom space. So it feels a lot less like a scary horror hallway, because that's what it feels like right now. Even now, by the way, the light switch for the hallway is actually here. So I have to turn the light off here and then I basically run into my bedroom because I think a demon's gonna chase me. So it's kind of long and scary. That's what I'm saying. Like some willies I've seen. So I think just adding some decoration like this into these smaller spaces, it definitely makes it feel a lot prettier, given all of the limitations that we've got for this space. And do you know what? I think it looks quite cozy. I think this is a very sweet looking design. So given the limitations, I'm actually quite happy. Unless you guys have any other landlord friendly suggestions, you let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one.